1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2.
To be honest with you. Yes. Boom mics. Take it, yeah, do what you gotta do.
It's a cold and windy evening here at Altona. The wind is blowing. Huge game between Eastern Lions and the Altona Magic. Holy crap, I can't hear. What can I hear? Welcome to Altona. I can hear yours. You're talking yours.
Good evening and welcome to Paisley Park for tonight's and yep.
But I haven't got you. My name is Matthew McNamara. Joining me tonight. It's a cold evening here. Individual channels, so we're not going to run the split up.
Okay. But does that mean we're going to be like in a room, almost like we're commentating in a room together?
No, it shouldn't sound that way.
No?
Because we've got 2 separate channels.
Okay. 2 separate outputs, yep.
Yep. Alright. Let's
Go for it, matey.
Good evening and welcome to Paisley Park. A cold and blustery Paisley Park.
Good evening and welcome.
Beautiful. If you're going to get your car, go now, mate, and I'll get this. Oh, what's that? Sounds like mobile phone. Have you got a phone that's ringing or ringing? I haven't heard mobile phone interference since 1994. Yeah, I just heard it. You gonna go? I'll get you time. I'll buy you time. Buddy. Hey, tell Daniel, go slowly. Few technical problems, okay? Seriously. Yeah. Tell him. Just you got your bike? Yeah. Tell him just to delay a minute or two if you can, just nice and slow. Tell him Matty Max hit so he'll understand. Seriously. Yeah, sweet. Sonny. How do you say your last name? How do I say your last name properly? I didn't ask, bro. I told you I'm joking, brother. Daniel. Daniel, slow down. You good? The mics are on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Paisley Park. It's a massive clash tonight. Altona Magic playing host to the Eastern Lions. My name is Matthew McNamara. Joining me tonight as well is Katie Lambieski. And a huge clash awaits us tonight, Katie.
Absolutely, Matt, and pleasure to be joining you tonight for what is a huge relegation six-pointer. Both Altona Magic and Eastern Lions competing here at Paisley Park in, well, what is the 18th match day of the NPL Victoria, coming back, of course, last night with some fantastic results. And, looking forward to what should be a classic tonight, Matt.
Certainly will be. It's a massive, massive, massive game, of course. No spectators allowed tonight, so plenty of people joining in on our live coverage on both Facebook and YouTube. We are live and interactive. Feel free to leave a comment. We'll get to most of those during the game. We'll run through these lineups very shortly. Katie, I might get you to have a look and see if you can run through those. It's a very blustery conditions here tonight, maybe because we're up nice and high in this tower, but it does feel quite windy and a little bit of rain coming down as well.
Yeah, exactly. Very tricky conditions for both sides to face here tonight. And we'll get you some team news right now, starting with the home side, Altona Magic in goal. Number 1, Stefan King. Number 3, Tom Werndl. Number 4, Troy Ruthven. Number 5, Vince Leah. Number 6, John Stoichevsky. Number 8, Dimitri Hatzimaratis. Number 10, Sharif Mohammed Aidara. Number 11, Stefan Ristic. Number 15, Alex Castello. Number 20, Jonas Markovsky. And number 27, Janiel Silva. On the bench for the home side tonight is number 2, Marius Gerondaris. Number 9, John McShane. Number 7, Nicholas Sete. Number 14, Harry Noon. And number 21, the reserve goalkeeper in Jack Thorpe. For the visitors, the Eastern Lions, number 1 in goal, Keegan Coulter. Number 4, William Ellis. Number 5, Sevdim Ismaili. Number 7, Ziggy Rizuki. Number 10, Chris Drutzas. Number 15, Charlie Fry. Number 17, Nathan Sim. Number 18, Marcus Demanche. Number 23, James Doyle. 2017, Andrew LePage. Number 47, Ioannis Georgopoulos. Starting on the bench for the away side today is the number 11, Dennis Deluri. Number 22, Aaron Fabris. Number 12, Animan Kapur. Number 6, Malesh Santino. And number 8, Sunny ZJ.
So there are the lineups. As Altona couldn't go forward through Verndell, linking up with Ristic, who's come into the team today. Some experience on that Altona Magic bench with John McShane and Harry Noon making a comeback today as well, as we see the ball travel forward from the Eastern Lions, but no good. What are your thoughts on such a talented bench with McShane and Harry Noon?
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of experience there, plenty of attacking threat as well, which will be, I think, important, particularly if these conditions persist. I guess those type of X-Factor players can be something to draw on, but Altona will need to get on the front foot here and get a really good start, try to put the away side under pressure. Tell you what, making things interesting yesterday was Dandenong City's victory over Melbourne Knights 2-0, meaning, the loser of tonight's game faces near a much more impregnable task to get out of that relegation zone.
I had a good chat to the coach of Eastern Lions earlier today, and Kosty was telling me it's a massive game. If they win, I think it's 7 points clear of Altona, and they sort of draw themselves away from the scrap. But if they lose, everyone's still in it. St Albans are still there, Dandenong City's still there, Altona themselves. It's a really big scrap. But if Eastern Lions can pinch that 3 points today, it'll make a big difference to their season. But again, Altona Magic, knowing, like you said, the result last night from Dandenong City puts a lot more pressure on them. They do have a strong squad on paper. We'll see what the day brings. Eastern Lions travelling forward with Janelle De Silva. Wins a free kick, putting his head in a dangerous area. And Andrew LePage giving away that one. Katie, you've seen these sides earlier this year. What are your thoughts on both teams? Have you seen both of them play?
Mainly more of Altona in terms of in live games. I've been able to see that they haven't had a lot of luck in a fair few times. A lot of changes throughout, particularly through the transfer window. A lot of personnel changes, a coaching change, a lot of upheaval, and they just need some time to settle. And I think with this at the moment, they have the attacking threat, but it's just more that defensively they've just been able to ship too many goals. But there's a chance here.
Stefan Ristic, whose cross was blocked. I would say Altona Magic, and we've got Craig Moore, their assistant coach, up here getting a bit of a view on the game at the moment, but they have been the unluckiest side in the history of the NPL with some of the things that happened to them this year. They've just had decision after decision go against them. The bounce of the ball hasn't gone their way. They've been very, very unlucky at times. I was there when they got, thumped by Green Gully, but they never even deserved to either. They were so competitive. They're a team who are so much better than what the results show.
Yeah, and 8 draws is such a fascinating stat for them. They've got themselves in positions to take home the points, but it just hasn't panned out for them at just at key moments. So this is where, you start to make your own luck, and they think they have to start to get on the front foot here today, try to get an early goal, try to rattle Eastern Lions, and try to avoid that dreaded drop.
The point here for Eastern Lions isn't the worst scenario either. Their real task today is make sure they don't lose. I think that's probably the fairest way of saying it. A point is not too bad for them, and they can pick up some points here and there, but you just got to make sure the teams below you don't beat you is a great way of avoiding relegation. So we'll see how they come out and set up. At the moment, they're looking to press a little bit as Troy Ruthven sends the ball to De Silva. And De Silva tries to find Vernell in behind. He gets there and can't quite keep it in. Stephen King barking instructions to this Altona team, of course. He came across in the transfer window. Drew LePage just pressuring, but too much for the referee, Daniel Ilevsky's liking. One of the best young referees in Victoria is young Daniel. Trying to restart the game through De Silva, moving the ball. Here's Ristic. He's earned his way in the team. What can he do? Sets the ball to Vernell. Hooked away, trying to find Marcus DeMudge. So far, it's been quite a lot of position for Altona.
Just really content to try to get on the ball and try to drag the Eastern Lions out of their shape here at the moment. Just trying to be patient, looking for the openings. Interesting to see the fullbacks in Tom Verndl especially getting really high up the pitch, trying to cause an overload here, leaving Ruthven to drop between the centre-backs, and of course Vince Lear also screening that midfield as well. Plenty of experience there.
Absolutely.
Has such a tidy passing range too, does Troy Ruthven, but just need to get them forward here. Need to get on the front foot. Can't stress that enough. Castiello making the switch, of course, from Heidelberg in the mid-season window.
He did. Opportunity there. So, like I said, we are live on both Facebook and YouTube. Leave your comments below. It's been a big day of NPL Victoria action. We'll go through and recap the scores very shortly. Lots of action in the past 24 hours. Of course, there's not much AFL on tonight and no NRL. The place to be is here at NPL Victoria, watching live sport. Rather theatric from Vinny Lear it might have been, and here come the Eastern Lions driving forward. Great challenge to deny them. Ellis. Really the first time that the Eastern Lions have gone forward too much so far in this first period. Of course, with no spectators today, the players are being their own ball boys. You see Verndell out onto the car park and the road to fetch his own ball.
The rain starts to pick up a little bit more and more here at Paisley Park. As you mentioned, Matt, not many forays forward here for the Eastern Lions in the early going.
It's been very controlled from Altona initially. I think that's way of putting it. Stoichevsky sends it out wide. Hatzimaradis, he tries to find Markovsky. His been an absolute revelation this year as young Jonas Markovski. Really, really impressed. He's played in a fullback role or played up front or played out wide. He's done a tremendous job. The ball sent forward, in behind. Chance for Eastern Lions. It could be a chance for a penalty, but no. Iliovsky says no. I think it was Marcus Demanchu who's gone down under the challenge. Katie, how did you see that one?
I thought Costello was probably stronger in the challenge there. Was able just to be firm, get himself in a good position. Not much doing there in the shout from the Eastern Lions players, but referee will let play continue here. Game starting to open up a little bit more.
And they're the sort of chances that have gone against Altona in recent times. They're the ones who've, been given against them that they wouldn't have liked. There's ball played in behind, and Stephen King gets out early. The wind just carries that ball away. So the wind and rain both picking up here at Paisley Park. It's a very, very cold evening, very blustery. We'll see if that will impact the conditions as the night does progress. Altona try and play out of the back, and Troy Ruthford will switch to Stoichevsky, but can't quite reach him. I'll turn over the ball near the halfway line. Marcus Demanche, what can he do? Lays it off. Magic just clear their lines. Markovski strong. James Doyle stronger. Here is the captain, Rizuki. Along with Ellis. Manhandled. Georgopoulos. So some experience in this Eastern Lions team, combining early. Charlie Fry getting caught in possession. He might have to foul, and he does, and he'd be lucky to avoid the card. Somewhat professional foul there from Charlie Fry.
Yeah, definitely in that cynical sort of territory. Had to make that challenge to stop the momentum of Markovski there. Back in familiar surrounds, of course, is Charlie Fry coming up against his former side in Altona Magic. Looking for match minutes out at Eastern Lions.
He was a bit too slow on the ball. As you might have heard the coaching staff from Eastern Lions tell him to get rid of it earlier. They're not wrong. It's the Magic. Can they find something early to give them the lead? Ball in, looking for Markovski, but Coulter gets out nice and early and controls his area. Might flick to you in a moment, Katie, just to run through the scores from around the grounds for the past 24 hours in NPL Victoria. It's been a hectic day with teams just coming out of lockdown, having minimal preparation, and interesting to see who's the more prepared with only a couple of days' notice of these games. There's Charlie Fry looking a little bit rusty himself, but what did we find last night? We had the Dandenong and Melbourne Knights game as well, didn't we?
Yeah, Dandenong City prevailing 2-0 over Melbourne Knights at Frank Holohan Reserve. A massive result for them as they look to avoid the drop as well. Bentley Greens prevailing over Green Gully at Green Gully Reserve 2-0. And this afternoon, the earlier game in Avondale FC and St Albans. Avondale furthering their grip on the Premier's Plate, winning 2-1 over the Saints. So plenty of fascinating fixtures still to play out. Of course, you got Hume City and South Melbourne, which we'll keep an eye on for you as well. I believe that kickoff was at 5:30 today.
I'll bring you a live score of that very shortly. So here goes Rizuki. What can he do for his team? Finds Ellis out wide. Ellis needs to get this ball in the mix. Drives forward. His left foot cuts inside. Ellis. He can't get around two or three of the Altona Magic players. I think we've been stitched up by the cameraman here as well, Katie. The wind is coming in on a wicked angle. He's got himself well and truly covered. He's enjoying it and copying the brunt of the wet weather coming through. So never trust your cameraman when he tells you which way the wind and the rain is coming. That's something I've learnt today.
All the subtleties of the NPL Victoria grounds.
Very true.
all part of the fun.
Well, we are nice and high here at Altona. It's nice and high, of course, being on a cold and windy day. Where else would you rather be but up in the sky? So it's nice and chilly. I've come dressed for the occasion, a nice pair of shorts to keep me nice and warm for the evening. So anyway, here goes Ellis, more importantly out wide. Opportunity now. He sets it for Rizuki, but Janelle De Silva reads it well. And can Altona break away a little bit? Eastern Lions very well stuck with two holding midfielders there in Georgopoulos and Andy LePage. But Janelle De Silva still going. Is that... No, it doesn't cross the line for a corner or a goal kick. Gets in the area. Markovski strong. No support. Markovski turns. Theatrically goes down. The referee says no. Now, the Eastern Lions players aren't too impressive with Markovski. It was rather theatrical.
Definitely a tricky one there. Markovski did very well to hold off his players there, as well as what a run from Daniel Silva there as well. Look, could have released the ball, possibly could have played it forward a lot quicker, but really picked the spot out to Markovski very well there, but just I think fell in the just in the turf. I think he might have got stuck and he might not have been able to keep his feet there, but nothing doing, says the ref.
Fell in the turf, stuck in the turf. I tell you, you might be related. I think he just flopped to the floor. But that's me. He
looked for the contact.
I think he certainly did. He certainly did, and he went for... Well, the referee wasn't interested, was he? So, as long as he's consistent... Might just try and get that update on that Hume City score as well. See what we can try and find out. Of course, that game kicked off a little bit earlier. Altona driving forward that left-hand side. So I'm being told it's Hume City 0, South Melbourne 1 after about 1 hour of play. So they are in the second half there. Another important result. Of course, all results are important. Most teams really have something to play for at this stage, Katie, as well. They're in the top six or aiming for the top six, or they're down the bottom trying to avoid that relegation.
Absolutely, and you also throw in the factor of the season pausing once again just briefly for the past couple of weeks. It's more that I don't think tops maybe one training session these clubs would have had before this round, so clubs needing to find their feet once again at a crucial time. We might throw up some very, very strange results.
Well, the rain hasn't eased up at all here as the Eastern Lions trying to drive forward. A bit hard to make out the numbers on that side of the ground to see who's where, but magic through Adara. He gets it out, and Werndell look to push his side forward. Here's Markovski, tracked by Ellis. Adara again. Hatzimaradis tucks right in, and Adara spilled up patiently at the moment. Or here we go to Markovski. He's back to goal again. He can't quite find the strike. It drops down. And oh, what a fantastic chance. I think it was Stefan Ristic. He's just dragged it wide. What a moment for Altona.
Best chance of the match easily. Ristic getting himself in a perfect position there. Lovely ball by Aidara over the defence. Fantastic work as well by Markovski to try and free up the space for Ristic to run into. Had everything but the finish there, Matthew. Unlucky for Altona. Somewhat the story of their season.
It is, and a great chance for Steph Ristic. A Melbourne Victory youth player. Spent the last 2 or 3 years here at Altona. A big fan, got big raps on him. And the club does as well. Here come the Eastern Lions, playing out a little bit too easily. LePage trying to find Dimanche. Again, that wind just taking that ball, but out goes for a goal kick. So that wind has really picked up. I'm not sure if you can pick it up through your cameras and see the rain just hammering down. Watching at home, you won't have a feel for how cold it is. Good stop. So, Eastern Lions team, and Ristic can't win it off Rizuki. It'll be a throw in just underneath our vantage point here at Paisley Park. It's still 0-0 between Altona Magic and Eastern Lions. Katie, what do you make of the opening period?
Eastern Lions have started to get into it as the half has worn on a little bit more. Altona looking really good early on in possession. Eastern Lions started to disrupt them a little bit more, but it's Altona who really, I think, have been more the proactive of the two. Markovski's been, I think, fantastic in these opening exchanges, really working hard at spreading the attack and really opening up space, just putting in a lot of work. But ultimately, it's going to be a bit of a slog, particularly as this rain comes through here now. How the pitch holds up will be very interesting. Pass looking wide there to the outer wing.
It is a bit hard to see on that far side of the ground. We've played 23 minutes here at Paisley Park. It is still 0-0. Both teams have had some chances, but Altona really the best chance through young Stefan Ristic. Jonas Markovski looked very, very lively. For a young man, he's got a great, strong physique on him. I know his old man was a big, strong player, and young Jonas has got some of the positive traits there as well. It was James Doyle who sent that one away for Eastern Lions, and it's turned over in the middle of the park, and Adara, he drives forward. Chance out wide, could be Hatzimaradis. He's cutting inside, James Doyle to beat. Sets the ball, looks to Ristic. Falls out to Adara! Wow, what a strike. Very well held by Keegan Coulter. Great chance, Altona.
Second shot on target here, and Keegan Coulter really had to be on top of that one. Fantastic to actually hold on to that ball as Fry looks to have not copped a bit of a knock here. Back up on his feet, but looking a little bit worse for wear. Important figure in the centre of defence for the Eastern Lions. Looks like he'll be set to continue, but fantastic work there by the away keeper in Keegan Coulter as Eastern Lions get back underway here. Time to reassess a chance to sort of hold possession, but they haven't managed to do that as well as Altona in these early moments.
Eastern Lions, it's a long hopeful ball. It's got no chance of getting in these conditions. It floats away from Drutis. Stephen King. Well, it is absolutely miserable here at Paisley Park. The wind and the rain coming in at all angles. Altona persistent with trying to play out, and that might not work out well. There's a bit of pressure gets put on by Drutis, but managed to play themselves away from any trouble. This might be Castiello moving forward. Ball on the halfway, and that'll be a foul. The Eastern Lions a chance to reset, get a small breather. Plenty of instruction coming from the bench below us. It's the Eastern Lions bench. As they move forward, here's Drutis. Dimanche tries a little neat flick. Couldn't quite pay off. Looking for a new pair of socks at half time, I can tell you. The wind is absolutely smashing this rain into our broadcast position.
Very tricky conditions, but like the players out there, Matty will persist. Fingers crossed it lifts pretty quickly.
Already sent the text about that media box to our right. Looks like a lovely, nice, warm room for the second half.
Castiello as well as Daniel Silva really proving solid in the back line there for the Altona side.
I think they've been excellent, to be honest, Katie. I think they've been brilliant since they've come in. They've done a great job.
Providing that experience, that solidity that Altona were really needing. Shipping way too many goals, and of course had to make those changes throughout the mid-season window. It's working wonders for them.
It's the goalkeeper coach for Altona Magic, Abdul Kerim, just trying to get his goalkeeper Stephen King to switch the play, move the ball around. But it's very hard this wind. The wind just going across the grounds from our broadcast position across to the grandstand. You can see on the camera, forcing a lot of the play on that side of the pitch. But here goes Adara, just so strong. Whacks away Georgopoulos. And here is young Ristich. Verndal, they're keeping the ball moving. They have looked the more dominant team so far. They've been better in possession, better chances. But you know it only takes just that one moment in a game for a team to score. At the moment, it looks like Eastern Lions are just being very patient, Katie.
They are playing the sort of a mid-block, not really pressing high up the field, really, I guess, compact shape, I think you'd have to call it, type between the lines, but Altona just need to keep looking through there. And I think Adara's been presenting really well in that sense, really trying to present an option, really looking for the pass. Tidy as well has been able to, play a few passes over to defence, so it's going to need to keep that going against the Eastern line side that's very resolute.
Havers Ristich just beats 3 and then gets fouled. Both fullbacks for Altona Magic really pushing on. John Stojcevski and Thomas Verndal really getting nice and high, trying to overload. And that also means that players like Hatzi Moratis and Stefan Ristich can play a little bit more narrow, more central as well. So interesting technique or tactic. And here goes Verndal, played in by Ristich. Verndal, what can he do? Sets it back. Markovski with a chance. Oh, it's a good chance. It goes begging. But here is Verndal. Can he make the most of it? Wins a corner for his team. Shouts of handball. I didn't think it was. Or he couldn't do much anyway. And a good opportunity now for the corner as well. It is cold and blustery. And that ball in the air can do anything. So I think it is Stojcevski, former captain of the club, who'll take this one a left footer. It'll be in swinging. The big targets go forward to Silva, Castiello. They're the two big men. Here it is. Stojcevski delivers towards the back post. Headed away. Only as far as Castiello. Out to Adara now. Can the Magic get the ball back in the box? They can. Adara sends it in. Dropped by King and Coulter. He takes out Markovski. Penalty! The referee doesn't hesitate. Points straight to the spot. And an error from Keegan Coulter. He's jumped all over the back of young Jonas Markovski. And a penalty rightly awarded.
That's a shame for Coulter. I think he's been superb in this half so far. Markovski put himself in that position, was really brave, really took the risk to take on the keeper, and Coulter just collapsed it into the back of him. Don't think the ref had much other choice there to point to the spot. And that's a huge moment in this game and a massive chance for Altona to capitalise on this early momentum.
It certainly was. We talked about the wind. I think the wind played havoc there with Coulter and his timing. And now a huge chance. It's a chance for Altona to try and get out of this relegation zone. Can they close the gap to Eastern Lions? It's Troy Ruthven. Ruthven from the penalty spot. It's Ruthven v Coulter. Ruthven scores. Altona lead 1-0. And this relegation battle has started to heat up.
No worries at all there from Troy Ruthven. Took that penalty perfectly, stood up, coolly converted right through the middle. No dramas at all there. Sent Coulter the wrong way. Calm as you like from the veteran and the silky smooth midfielder there, putting Altona Magic 1-0 up here at Paisley Park.
Well, this is huge. I'm going to try and bring up the live ladder as well and see what change this makes. But what a moment it is for Altona Magic. Some luck's gone their way for the first time in a long time. A penalty awarded. Markovski taken out and Ruthven just so calm from the penalty spot, giving his team the lead. It's a huge moment that draws them for the moment, for the time being, outside of the relegation zone. So they move to 14 points. Only 1 point behind the Eastern Lions. That is a live ladder. Of course, it does change as Ellis gets the ball in the area. Small foul there as well. There is a face missing from the Altona Magic bench today, and that's Dr. Johnny Markov. Very tough times we're all going through the COVID pandemic, and Dr. Johnny Markov, he's one of the best in the business, and he can't be here fighting this coronavirus in the front line as well. So he loves the football, and I think when things settle down, he'll be back and involve this Altona Magic team. So Thank you, Johnny, for all your hard work. Dr. Johnny Markov. Ball sent forward. Both Ristich and Fry can't get there, and Ellis will drive back to Coulter. I wonder how this will affect Keegan Coulter, Katie. Will he snap straight back into it, or, is his head down and a bit nervous?
Just got to get on with it.
Well, get on with this, what these guys are doing at the moment. Dimanche trying to beat Castiello, but Castiello, geez, he's a wealth of experience, just getting his body in and doing very well. You've mentioned him a few times. You've been really impressed with him. I'm the same as well, Katie. I think he's great.
Early shout for player of the match, I think, at the moment, but lots of football left to play here at Paisley Park.
There certainly is. It is Altona Magic 1, Eastern Lions 0. This relegation battle is just getting so intense. Of course, St Albans losing earlier today, but even with that loss, they're only 4 points away from getting out of that relegation zone. It's a win in a little bit. They're certainly, to push Avondale for 90 minutes to a 2-1 result. Many people wouldn't have predicted that they'd hold on that long.
Possibly that's where the layoff comes into it a little bit there, Matty. I think ultimately you've got to get back on and ultimately get back out there and play the game, but players need that bit extra time to get their legs back under them. Altona wasting little time here though. Really impressive is Adara so far. He's in a tussle in the middle of the park. Ball's released wide.
LePage, great left-footed delivery. Oh, it's a header from Druchas. He got down nice and low, but Stephen King got there. But warning signs for Altona with a little bit too much ease to that ball coming in from Lepper, and a chance maybe gone begging with Druchas. He's not the biggest boy in the park. He's young Chris Druchas. But he got down and headed that one on target at least. Rizuki with Ellis. Marcus Tamache holding the ball up. Looking to find Ellis in behind his Rizuki, but overhits it a little bit. And Stephen King gets there. The wind and rain has temporarily dropped off a little bit. It's still very much a factor, though, in these conditions. Both teams having to adjust a little bit.
Fingers crossed the pitch is able to hold up. Of course, player safety has to be paramount at all times here tonight. Holding up well so far. Hopefully we could get a full 90 minutes in today. All things considered, though, both sides are playing at a really good pace. I think considering the layoff, considering the conditions, really good pace and intensity to this game. We've got a free kick here.
So it will be a free kick to Altona. We'll see what they can do. Troy Ruthven sends it out wide to Stoichevsky, who doesn't control it very well, and Drutzis wins possession. That is Maley now trying to find the ball for Marcus Demuch in behind, but can't quite get there. Vinny Leah uses his arms.
Not subtle at all there from Leah.
No, the arm went out nice and wide and made the body very big.
Danielle looking to clear it there though, but Castiello again with a very tidy clearance out wide to Ristich.
Oh, good challenge. James Doyle, youngster. Big fan of his. I've seen him play since he was 14 years old, playing in the NTC program. Very impressed with his ability and his strength on the ball. Loves a challenge, the young man.
And correction, that challenge was on Dimi Hatzimaratis on the far side. My apologies. Looking a bit worse for wear though is Hatzimaratis.
Very hard for us to see across the ground. Of course, Sportscast bringing you some fantastic pictures today. Whilst you at home might be able to see quite well the other side. It's a little bit hard for us here with the rain jumping down here. Of course, Sportscast Australia bringing you some fantastic coverage. Not only of the NPL Victoria, but things like the VFL as well and a lot of other sports. So shout out to Andrew McLeish and his team.
In the hands of the trainers now is Hatzimaratis.
Tend to agree with the Eastern Lions staff who said roll him off. Doesn't look like he's too far away from the sideline, to be fair.
Doesn't look like Sabas Patikas hasn't called over a sub at the moment. Fingers crossed it doesn't. It's not as bad as it looks for Hatsu Muratis here, of course, making the switch from Pascoe Vale in the mid-season transfer window, returning to the top flight here in Victoria.
I think it's probably a straight, well, not a straight swap, but I think John McShane would come on and Jonas Markovsky would probably go out wide if they did make the change.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be quite a reasonable one to make. You've also got Harry Noonan on the bench, but I don't think Harry, they want to bring him on this early if he's coming back from injury. I think that he's probably there for a 10 to 30 minute spell. We want to bring him on before half time. So I'd imagine it would be John McShane if they did have to make a sub, but it doesn't look like they'll be doing that. The substitutes quite wisely staying on the bench and keeping warm. Can't say the same for the commentators. Absolutely getting pelted by this rain. The cameraman looks nice and warm in his coverage though. So. Chance briefly for the Eastern Lions. So we've played just over half an hour. The home side leading by 1-0. If you're just joining us, Troy Ruthven was successful from the penalty spot after Keegan Coulter brought down Jonas Markovsky. Well, there's an unusual miss from Janelle De Silva. Chance now, ball out wide. He's Maley, delivers. Rizuki challenges King, and King was good. Oh, and he's just held onto it well. Here goes Ristich, dragged back by Rizuki. He goes in the book, and he'll be the first yellow card of the day. Ziggy Rizuki, the captain. And Stefan Ristich is too quick, the young man. Getting away very well.
Has been a handful so far for the Eastern Lions defence. He's just really getting himself in those tricky positions, hard to mark, hard to trace. But
lucky I'm not wearing an expensive pair of shoes. As we continue to get pummeled by the water. Verndell, strong. Verndell, what can he do? He delivers into the area. Oh, it's on the edge of the box. It's Vinny Leah! Oh, an awesome chance there for Vinny Leah. Winding back the clock, Katie. Winding back the clock.
Absolutely there. The vintage Vinny Leah has to be said. Massive moment for the Altona side once again as they continue to press high up the field, continue to look for these openings. Eastern Lions looking to get the game moving very quickly though. Positive sign, have to come out, have to play a little bit more, try to get themselves on the front foot. Altona looking very well rounded here though, really solid up front through Markovsky, Castiello as well, anchoring that back four.
So, Adara looks to hit the hand of Rizuki. The lino doesn't react as Sabas Patikas, the gaffer of Altona, demands a free kick. Hoofed away. Oh, it's a bad bounce for Castiello, and Drucis in behind. Looks to hit his arm, and Drucis goes down very, very theatrically. It's a day of dives here at Altona. And he just flopped to the floor. I'm sorry to say it, but I will call it as I see it. And he definitely flopped right to the floor. Chance, though, for the Eastern Lions.
Bit of a tricky one here. Really, I think really just got stuck, particularly on that pitch as well. But it's all happening here at Paisley Park. And looking to get forward here, Altona. It's Leah. Tidy pass, looking for Stoichevsky on the far side there. Cross high, looking for Markovsky, but it is headed clear for a corner.
Well, I thought it was a wasted chance of Stoichevsky with the wind. I think he just brought that one right back and made a great opportunity for the Altona Magic.
Just needed to get that a little bit lower, but it'll be another opportunity at the set piece for the home side. Might be the second or third of the match.
It is Stoichevsky who will be taking it.
Let us know, by the way, where you are watching from. Let us know your thoughts, any questions. Leave them in the Facebook Live comment section. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight with the NPL returning from this short stop period, this lockdown period here in Victoria.
Ball whipped into the area, met by Ristich. Goes away for a goal kick as the rain just temporarily interrupted our contribution for a moment. Ristich gets his head on it. Markovsky slots it through, trying to find Hatzimaradis. Can't quite get there, but Verndell picks off the ball from Keegan Coulter. Verndell into the area, trying to find that Hatzimaradis. 42 minutes played. We're almost at half time. Katie, what have you made of the game so far? Do you think that the scoreline really reflects the game quite accurately?
I think so. Altona just been able to, I think, have more of the chances, create more opportunities, have more of the ball. Just a well-rounded performance so far from them. Very defensively resolute, have Eastern Lions, they have been for this half, keeping a really good shape, but they just need to get, I think, themselves further up the park here. They're just a bit too tighten up their lines as well here at the moment, just looking way too open for Altona to exploit when they get on the ball. Well intercepted by Ruthven there.
So, it's a chance.
How have you seen things, by the way, Matt? What are your...
No, I tend to agree. I think the scoreline is very reflective of the game. I think Altona deserve to be leading, and the 1-0 scoreline is quite accurate. The Eastern Lions haven't really troubled Stephen King in goal, so I think that they might come out. They probably do have a slight wind advantage. I'm not sure if you call it an advantage like you would in the footy, but the wind's certainly behind the Eastern Lions this first half. But it is so, blustery and very hard to play. The ball runs away and they're trying to play balls in behind. So we'll see how they adjust at half time. Zadara looks to find a long searching ball. He finds Markovsky very well. He can't quite control it. The support was a little bit too late. James Doyle whips it out to Drutzis. Drutzis in a battle that he loses with Stoichevsky. So set piece chance for Altona Magic as we look to close out this half. The freight train just drives past us. Be putting the ball in the mix by the looks of it. They'll try and keep possession to close out the half. Not very long to go at all. That's a very wasted opportunity, I would have thought. Mr. Manche tries to challenge Castiello, but Castiello maintains his excellent form for the night. Smart from Georgopoulos. Just winning that ball in the middle, getting his body in the way.
Haven't made enough of those opportunities on the transition, have Eastern Lions, particularly when the Altona fullbacks are getting as far up the pitch as they are. But it's a long ball, but it's well read there by Janiel Silva. Forcing Eastern Lions back. Aidara looking for a turnover here, but it's well kept.
Just watching the fourth official, seeing how long he's going to add on.
Looks like it will be 2 minutes, but we'll get confirmation of that in just a few moments here.
Sim on the ball. Just keep the ball. He's Maley. Great youngster, Stephen Maley. Played for Dandenong Thunder. Made his debut at 15 years old. I'm a very big fan of his for the last few years. He's done a great job. And here is a chance for Dimash. Travels wide. So, fourth official was about to confirm that 2 minutes of added time. Very thankful there's not much more. The ball does go up in this 2 minutes, and Stephen King turns it over. Here's an opportunity for the Eastern Lions. Can they, just before half time, do something? Sim, of course, Nathan Sim's brother Matthew Sim plays for Sydney United in the New South Wales NPL. Had a spell at Central Coast Mariners as well. Matty Sim, left footer. Did my A licence with him. Good young coach as well. There you go the Lions. What can they offer? Just before half time, Rizuki trying to get himself forward. Needs to get himself in the mix. Who's Sim? Find Will Ellis is what he's being told from his bench, but he finds him, but the indirect route in behind him. Move the ball. It's going sideways for this Eastern Lions team. It needs to be going forwards. There isn't long to go. I think we've played 1 minute of the allocated 2 in stoppage time. Charlie Fry travels forward out to Drusus, who's found his way onto this left side. He screams for a free kick and gets one. So here's a chance. Here go the big boys. Off goes James Doyle in the mixer. And this will be the last play of this first half.
Charlie Fry lurking forward as well. Interesting bit of possession there for Eastern Lions. I thought they were just that midfielder short there. They were just too top heavy, too many men forward without that extra link-up player through the middle to create that opportunity and bust through the Altona lines. But they've got themselves a free here. Very dangerous position.
Certainly is Andrew LePage. He's got some great delivery on him. What can he do here? It's LePage. Probably not the delivery they're after. A little bit too deep. Goes to Fry and Castillo heads it away. I need to be quick here. Down to the last 10 or so seconds of this first half. So nice long throw quickly. As the Altona Magic bench is screaming out, it's time, it's time. This is the last chance. In the ball goes in the box. Headed away. I want to get it back in, or that'll be doing us for half time. So half time here at Paisley Park. Altona Magic 1, Eastern Lions 0. It's a relegation battle, and certainly has been a fight between the two teams so far. A quick word from Katie Lambeski before we go to half time.
A 25th minute penalty from stalwart midfielder Troy Ruthven, giving Altona a deserved 1-0 lead here at the break. Well-rounded performance here so far from Altona Magic. Defensively very well. Going forward, they've just been more dynamic and they've just created more opportunities, and as a result, they take a deserved lead to the break. Plenty still to play for, of course.
That they do, of course. Altona Magic 1, Eastern Lions 0.
We're going to be okay for the...
He's going to be fine.
And welcome back to Paisley Park for this evening's NPL Victoria clash between Altona Magic and Eastern Lions. Katie Lambeski here with you alongside Matt McNamara as Altona Magic taking the 1-0 lead at the start of the second half. The Troy Rutherford penalty at the 21st minute being the difference maker so far. Little time wasted here as the Eastern Lions try to get forward, but Rizuki aimlessly with the cross there. Easy work there for King, but it's a poor throw. It's a turnover here, and it's in the path of Drutzis. Taking on Silva, but it's just to the near post. It'll be a corner. Eastern Lions wasting little time here, getting on the front foot and putting on the pressure on the home side.
Yeah, chance now with Eastern Lions, the set piece. Instructions coming from this Eastern Lions bench. Sure, Cossey's had a go at them. 1-0, not acceptable. They need to come back. Sent deep, Charlie Fry. He manhandles Castiello. And Altona in no rush. And I'm guessing it'll be like this the next 45 minutes, Katie.
Just need to be able to, I guess, play the game as it comes, really. Stay in the moment, try to reassess, try to keep that momentum. They're really tidy in possession, particularly through that first half.
Oh, here is Eastern Lions travelling forward. Marcus Tamanche, what can he do? He gets the ball in the area. Numbers at the back post. Oh, chance. I think it's Georgopoulos who's just struck it in the side netting. And this Altona team, Katie, looked nothing like the team we saw in the first half.
Really have been caught unaware here by the Eastern Lions, who haven't been shy at all here. Going to need to refocus here and resettle. Do the magic. Doesn't look like there's any changes so far at the break by either coach for either side. Both sides coming back into the second half as selected. The ball goes long into the center of the park looking for Markovsky. It competes well and will find its way all the way back to Stefan King.
It's been a different Altona side this first few minutes against Stoichevsky slips over. It reminds me of the Altona I've seen all season where just everything goes against them. But right now they do have the 1-0 lead, which is very, very important in these sort of games and in these conditions. Very hard to score. The wind might have dropped off, but the rain is definitely still there. And the pitch, I went on at half-time, holding a little bit of water. So we'll see how it does hold up as Hatzimaradis tries to combine with Vinny Lair, but Georgopoulos picks it off, continuing the Lions' run of a strong start. Rizuki, what can he do? He'll turn it over, find Vinny Lair, and Ruthford will nutmeg Rizuki, and his melee helps to win it back.
Pitch seems to be holding up okay in the drenching conditions here at Paisley Park. Drainage seems to be in good hands at the moment here, but Rizuki not able to control that there on the break. Stoichevsky with a chance to throw back in and try to set up his side going forward. Markovsky again competing for everything today, Matty.
He's just a battler, isn't he? He really is. He's such a hard worker, young Jonas Markovsky. Really, really impressed with what he's done tonight. He won the penalty. I haven't had a chance to review the penalty myself, but I've got a couple of text messages saying that might have been a little bit soft, but I thought it was there. I don't have the privilege of a replay just yet. Here is James Doyle. Shirt tucked in like a professional. Love it. Looking forward to seeing him get stuck in. I love players do that. Here is Georgopoulos. What can he find? He gets the ball in the middle. Looks like a free kick, but not given. A little bit of a disagreement between some of the staff on the bench and the fourth official. The fourth official is giving the normal response of the referee's closer. There is a chance now for Eastern Lions. They keep building and building. Rizuki with an average touch that took him forward. Almost worked. Shout out to Matt Sim as well, who's watching today, all the way from Sydney. Of course, Sydney in lockdown and no games for Matty. Hope you got paid up front for the season, Matty. It's disappointing that, of course, Sydney and Queensland, no football today in Brisbane. So if you want a taste of the top-tier NPL action on the East Coast, it is here with NPL Victoria.
Heavy challenge there, and a slice of cheese for the trouble there, for the tackle there. But
I hope you weren't looking at me to find out who that was, because I was too busy on my phone receiving text messages of saying hello. So
I'm pretty sure that was Charlie Fry, but having a chance here is Altona.
I might confirm with the fourth official very shortly who did get booked. Not sure he knows either, to be honest. Looking at him, he's very warm in his jacket down there. Lucky him. Change of shoes at half time. Some of the commentators were standing in 4 inches of water.
I think we need gumboots here, Matty. I think we need.
Well, I've gone the work boots for the second half. We'll be sending the bill through to my friends at, not sure if it's Altona Magic or Football Victoria. Rizuki trying to come up with his melee, but it didn't happen. Here goes Hatzi Moratis. Gets past Doyle. Can he beat his melee? No, he checks back and goes past Doyle again.
Stoichevsky and Wendell really pushing further up the field again here. But it's these transitions that are very dangerous here. Eastern Lions on the break now.
It's Drutzis driving forward, checks back to his right side. Oh, he's tried to find Demanche. Here's Sim, out wide to Rizuki. It's a good chance now for the Eastern Lions. They've got to get the ball in the box. Rizuki does that. In it goes. Very strong was De Silva. And getting that away. Another shout out coming through, Katie, from Bob Brown, the king of Dandenong. I'm not sure if he's the king, but he's right up there. And Dandenong Thunder, of course, telling me to wish Sam Almazi, the gaffer, a happy 53rd birthday. So it could be taking the absolute mickey out of me, or it could be telling the truth. But just in case, happy birthday to the gaffer of Dandenong Thunder. Thank you to Bob Brown, the king of Dandenong. That's his new name. Do you know Bob, Katie?
I haven't had the pleasure, no.
No, he's the king of Dandenong.
Now, shout out to everyone watching, by the way. Fantastic to have the NPL Victoria back in our lives once again.
Oh, that could be a foul. Served him his melee. He won the ball, but I think he took the play at the same time. A bit unfortunate. One of those ones where you can see where the referee's coming from and see where the player's coming from, but unfortunately, player protection comes first, and if you're going to take the ball, that's okay, but you better get that before you get the player.
Exactly right there. Not much choice there for referee here tonight. But it's another dangerous set piece here for Altona. Need to make use of these opportunities. Haven't quite connected here on the free kicks or the corners just yet.
Well, I'll say it how I see it. They've struggled this opening second half. They have really struggled. And they need to take advantage of this, because if Eastern Lions keep going the way they have, it could be trouble. But Stoichevsky now into the area. Great header from Markovsky, that young man. He's just been everywhere tonight. Chance goes begging for Altona, and I talk about their bad luck all year. And I'd hate to see tonight, after they dominate this first half, they don't just give away the second half.
Got himself into some good space there, did Markovsky. Just couldn't quite get that header down. But you are exactly right here, Matty. Ultimately, Eastern Lions have taken Altona by surprise a little bit in these early second half exchanges. Just need to keep persisting. Just need to continue to put that Altona defence under some pressure.
James Doyle looking to increase the pressure on Altona. His lofted ball forward is dealt with, and Charlie Fry now charges the responsibility of building up this attack. He's dinked forward again. De Silva deals with it. He's just a rock at the back. Big Janil De Silva. Of course, Premier League experience before with the Oakley Cannons. Spent time with Wilsey Rangers as well. Very, very experienced defender. He's the Brazilian. Eastern Lions continue to play out. Yanni Georgopoulos finding James Doyle, who travels forward. His ball goes out of play though, and they turn it over, and these sort of mistakes can't be afforded. I'm disappointed. But Altona do have the 1-0 lead. And that's what matters at the moment. To push forward again, trying to find Markovski, couldn't get there. Castiello, challenged by Marcus Demanche. Of course, Sean Kenny suspended for the Eastern Lions. That's why Demanche's in today. He's out with a red card. Magic go forward, but Doyle does well. Plays back to Coulter for Vinny Leah, man of so much A-League experience. Boy from Chichura.
The wily veteran holding on to the ball. They're not letting it back for the throw.
Just taking an absolute mick out of the referee.
And he's been rewarded a yellow card for his efforts there, has Vinny Leah.
Daniel Ilievsky trying to give the ball back 3 times, and Vinny just kept walking away with the ball.
Asking for trouble.
He was. I think he was sort of saying, well, I've played in the A-League for the past 15 years, mate. Who are you? But it was one of those moments. But Daniel Ilievsky himself, an A-League official, assistant referee and 4th official, is young Daniel. Not taking any crap from the older Vinny Leah. Of course, Leah captaining this Altona Magic side this year.
Take a quick moment to take you around the grounds just at the moment. Hume City through an Alex Walter goal, restoring parity at ABD Stadium, leaving a 1-1 draw at the full-time whistle at ABD Stadium. Neither side quite getting what they wanted there, but welcome back to the NPL for both sides.
Yes, well, some people take a point. I'm sure Eastern Lions will take a point right now. It would be like gold to them. As they're about to make a change, I might get Katie to have a look at who might be coming on and see if we can bring you some news and get a sneak peek of that 4th officials board. Of course, my name is Matthew McNamara. Joining me today, Katie Lambeski. We provide you all the action from NPL Victoria, courtesy our partners, Sportscast Australia. Do a great job. Any conditions? Conditions tonight certainly aren't favourable. Altona win a free kick in the far corner. You see the rain on your screen now. It's just absolutely pummeling down. It's hard to appreciate, but the cameraman here doing a fantastic job. It's absolutely bucketing here at Paisley Park. Some more subs getting ready for Eastern Lions. Katie, they're calling some more players back.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like changes imminent on both sides here. Keep you posted on that, absolutely.
I might just hold you there as Stojcevski whips the ball in. Great, well done from Coulter. Here's Stojcevski. Header. Falls. Oh, it's a great chance. Markovski almost in the follow-up. Ball still there. Markovski again. Saved by Coulter. Hatzi Maradas! Altona score! Altona score! It's 2-0. Dimi Hatzimaradis, the man on the spot. I talked about Altona not having any luck. They've had 3 or 4 chances, rebound away from the keeper. Hatzimaradis first to react, slots it home. Luck is on their side.
At first you don't succeed. Try again. Dimi Hatzimaradis poaching there at the far post. Nailed that to perfection just at the close post there. 2-0 to the Altona Magic, getting themselves back on the front foot. Massive goal and massive moment in this game.
Well, chances galore there for Altona. The ball fell to Janelle De Silva, Markovski, and eventually Hatzimaradis. He scored at the near post. 2-0 Altona. And wow, we do have a game on at the moment. A couple of subs we need to talk about very, very quickly. I might get Katie to come to those in a moment. It looks like the Eastern Lions have made 2. I'll quickly jump in and let you know that Nick Sete is coming on for Vinny Leah for Altona. Katie, did you grab those substitutions for the away team?
Can confirm that it will be number 6, Malish Santino, replacing William Ellis on the pitch just now. And Aaron Fabris has made his way onto the field. Just who that was for, we'll get confirmation just a brief moment.
I think it was Sevdim Ismaili who's made way. So Fabris goes into right fullback. And Malesh is playing as a right winger by the looks of it. But, geez, it's trouble now for Eastern Lions, Katie. They're 2-0 down, and this is a really, really important result, not just for them, but for Altona, for Dandenong City, and St Albans Saints.
They were able to get some early momentum right at the start of the second half, but haven't been able to continue it. Altona have just been resolute, have just been able to get themselves forward as well, but it's a quick restart here for both sides, all happening as a player down behind play too. It's an Altona player there. We'll get confirmation on who that is.
Well, someone's gone down, and when you're 2-0 up, and I don't think they'll be rushing to get back up. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens now from this Eastern Lions team. They've conceded a second. I don't think Altona will be in any rush at all throughout the rest of the game to speed things up. So Eastern Lions are really going to have to bring it to Altona. Nick Sete, super quick. So they've taken off Vinny Leah. I think they've moved Dimi Hatzimaradis into the middle, but Sete will be an absolute outlet out wide. Of course, Melbourne Victory Youth, and he spent some time at Brisbane Roar as well. So he'll be super quick and could be an outlet for this Altona team.
Sharif Mohammed Aidara just confirming, looking a little bit worse for wear under that heavy challenge. He's on the touchline now. In the hands of the physio. We'll see if he's able to carry on. Looks okay. Looks like he'll be set to continue.
I think Aidara will be okay. When you're 2-0 up, I think you're happy to slow the things down and milk as much time as you can as the direction for Aaron Fabrice to get wider and really open this game and stretch the park for Eastern Lions. That's Fabrice on the ball, but he turns it over to Stoichevsky. Here's the goal scorer, Hatzimaradis. James Doyle, very good at winning the ball there. As the freight trains hammer past. Once again, here is Drutas, young Chrissy Drutas. Of course, played for Kingston, spent some time Bentley as a youth player as well. Thrown in, ball takes a deflection or not and goes out for a goal kick. So here at Paisley Park, we've played 63 minutes. It's Altona Magic 2. Troy Ruthven scoring in the first half in the penalty spot on the half hour. And on the hour mark, it was Dimitri Hatzimaradis who scored their second. They are leading 2-0. That does see them on the live ladder move out of the relegation zone. Of course, this year, Katie, there is no promotion relegation playoff either. So that third last spot is enough to keep you up.
2 up and 2 down this year, of course. Bit of a shame that fixture will no longer be part of the grand final day, unfortunately. But
you might hold some memories of your time at Green Gully when the Gully played against Moreland City. I'm not sure if you were at Gully at the time.
Yeah.
That game, I commentated that game at Annie Park. I spent today actually at Moreland City commentating their game. We talked about it with their president or committee member Morris Pacetto. What a day that was! The action of that game, the comeback from Green Gully, that excitement was unbelievable that day. And I really wish that promotion relegation game still was around.
Absolutely, and while I wouldn't wish relegation battles on pretty much anyone, they are rather stressful experiences, no doubt about it, and that's just for me as an official at the club at the time. But yeah, what an amazing memories of that day, and a comeback that I'm still struggling to understand just at this point, years on, but truly a magical occasion, and fantastic club in Green Gully remaining up in really dramatic circumstances.
Certainly was. It was an unbelievable day, that triple header at Amy Park. It was a fantastic day for football in Victoria. Eastern Lions have got less than half an hour to somehow find 2 goals. We said at 1-0 down they'd take a draw. We said before the game they'd take a draw. Well, I'll tell you what, they'd take a draw right now. I think they might have to start committing some more players forward, though. Marcus too much out front by himself. To me, it's not working, Katie. I think they need another target up front. Marcus is working his butt off, but he's outnumbered. And to be honest, Altona's 2 best players are probably the two best centre halves in Janelle De Silva and Castiello.
He's just isolated. He's very much playing a lone hand up there. Hasn't had the support, hasn't had the supply. Despite the fact that Dimanche, I think, has been able to, and Drutsas as well, has been able to try and provide that support. It just hasn't been consistent enough, especially with the experienced defenders, the experienced midfielders that Altona have on the park tonight. They've just really struggled to manufacture opportunities in a really consistent sort of way.
That they have, and a free kick to Altona will slow things down again and waste some more time off this clock. Up to 66 minutes now, so sort of hit the halfway period of this second half, three-quarter time if you might. Katie Lambeski turning into a goalkeeper, saving a notebook from flying off into the puddles below us.
Into the driving rain here in Paisley Park. It's all happening. All part of NPL life here. Fantastic to have it back, and fantastic to have you all joining us wherever you are here tonight. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know your thoughts on the game, and we'll definitely look at reading them out across the feed tonight. The Eastern Lions is struggling to maintain possession here. Stojcevski and Wendell still, that full-back pairing really just getting forward at all opportunities here. It's Sete who's come, the super sub who's come on the field, rides the challenges and tries to turn it over here. He's got Markovski. Shot is blocked there well. Wendell to clear up possession here as he gets forward.
Sorry, Katie, I was just trying to catch up some comments on Facebook. Brenton Ray, 100% penalty all day long. I fully agree with Matthew and Katie. Thank you, Brenton. There's John McShane, the big Scotsman, will come on. Who comes off? It's Stefan Ristic. So Stefan Ristic will make way, and John McShane will come on. This is a change. I mean, for the conditions too. The big Scotsman will hold the ball up. He'll slow things down. He'll be very, very smart. He's a very experienced footballer, and he'll know how to work these conditions and work to get the right result.
Will allow Markovski to also drift into that wider position. Markovski just to try to provide that little bit of extra spark through the wings, as well as provided a ton of work tonight. He's going to look to feed off the big Scotsman now.
So another substitution coming for Eastern Lions. I think it's going to be Sani ZJ coming on. There you go, the Magic pushing forward. Strong challenge. Rain just dying down a little bit.
Easing just a little bit here. Eastern Lions need to find something here, though. They have the option of Dennis Daluri on the bench tonight, the big striker. Might need to take the risk here of removing possibly a midfielder or maybe even a defender to try.
Well, there is the man you're mentioning.
Change looks imminent, and we'll just see who he's replacing. We'll keep an eye on that.
Well, they've got to take a gamble, don't they? They've got to start sending some numbers forward. I don't think Marcus DeMunch has been that effective, but I'm not sure I'd take him off right now. I'd be trying to get another number forward.
Andrew LePage making way for Dennis Deluri in just a moment here. He's all set.
Fair, haven't said Andrew's name, Leper's name too much this second half, so Drusas will drop in to play a 10 role. Marcus DeMunch, I think, goes out wide to the left a little bit. And your man just come on, Mike sit up top.
Stepping up to the NPL, of course, Dennis Daluri coming up from Geelong Soccer Club, I believe he was last at. Was also a Green Gully, I think under 20 senior player as well, had a couple of senior appearances, so has the talent to play at this level. He's got himself an opportunity here for his side. What can he make of it?
Well, they need something, they need a spark. Can he be the spark for this Eastern Lions team? They've got 20 minutes to play. It's really, really important for them that they find something. Keep your comments coming. We are live on the FFE NPL Victoria Facebook page and YouTube. Comment away.
Plenty of direction coming from the Eastern Lions bench. Looking to spread the attack, spread the play there. Tidy pass, but it's well read there
Doyle,
by Ruthven.
Doyle just turned it over, and Charlie Fry and John McShane in a bit of a foot race. McShane not likely to win that one. Charlie Fry walked away with it. Here's a chance for Malesh. He drives out wide to the right, cuts it inside. Demanche didn't do enough. On go Altona on the counter. Sete. It wasn't really discreet, the shirt pull of Malesh, was it?
Not subtle at all. Stoichevsky just overcommitting there, getting caught out for Eastern Lions to manufacture an opportunity on the break there. Need to find something here, just looking really static these last few minutes.
Too much. Just turning the ball over. I think he's still too isolated up top. Personally, I can't see. I don't understand the logic of playing one up front, the young man up front by himself. Stoichevsky gains about 10 yards. He's walking forward.
Just to get the other man up there. 4-4-2 up the front and try to stretch.
Well, it's not working at the moment, is it? You know, what's happening right now is not working. So if you keep persisting.
Just banging your head up against the wall a little bit here.
It's a long ball from Rizuki. Just turns the ball over again. And here is Markovsky. Of course, Ziggy Rizuki got a yellow card, so he has to be careful. Young Markovsky, as the rain slowly picks up again, you might be able to hear the hammering on our small roof covering. Here's Malesh. Comes inside. Neat little combination. Here's Chrissy Drutas. In behind is Georgopoulos. Stoichevsky gets in front, clears his lines. All over the fence very well. The fourth official playing ball boy at the moment.
Stayed really calm there, did Stoichevsky. Read the play really well. Was able to clear his lines and gave Altona a chance to reassess. McShane was just trying to link up with Hatzimuratis cutting inside there. Looked to be appealed for a foul, but nothing doing there. It's the turnover here.
Here goes Altona Magic. Well done from Charlie Fry coming over. So the rain gets heavier. The task becomes harder and harder for Eastern Lions. It's Altona Magic 2, Eastern Lions nil. We've played 73 minutes here at Paisley Park. A very wet, cold, windy Paisley Park. Altona have adapted to these conditions much the better. But they have been known to concede late goals. Don't turn this game off. Anything can happen these last 20 minutes. It's Coulter finds Doyle. He gets going forward. Finds Aaron Fabrice, one of the substitutes. Links up with Malesh. Another substitute. Stoichevsky, very strong in a challenge. Complaints coming from the Eastern Lions bench, but nothing in it for me. Doyle does very well, young James Doyle. Very impressed with him. And his limited time, limited experience, he's really stepped up, this young man. Of course, an Irish background. You see the water flying up off the ground. That particular area now where the player's taking a throw in that was waterlogged. This pitch has really been absorbing heavy rain for most of it. Good challenge. Drutas goes in again. Daniel Ilievsky says it's an Altona throw. Katie, can you see Eastern Lions getting back into it, or has Altona done enough so far?
You'd think Altona just about home. Might be a case of commentator's curse perhaps later, but I think Eastern Lions are just doing the same thing. They're still just the one up the front. They're just not being able to break the lines consistently enough of Altona. It's McShane here, though, looking for his players, looking to connect.
I'll be sure to let Igor know that you've cursed them, not me, Katie. As here goes the Eastern Lions on a counter. McShane turning the ball over. Wouldn't want to be in Katie's shoes if they scored here. The commentator curse absolutely happening. And
at the risk of never being welcomed back here into past the gates in Paisley Park.
I would have happily not come back into this weather and a scaffold this high in these conditions of wind and rain. And here is Ziggy Rizuki. As Marcus Demanche gets in behind. Was he fouled? No, it's a poor clearance from Stoichevsky.
Looked like there'd been a bit of miscommunication there with Stoichevsky and King in goal.
He wasn't very impressed. As Eastern Lions warming up, Sani, CJ. This kid can play. Play with James Doyle in the Victorian TSC team as well. And I'll tell you what, this kid can play. The rain really coming down, Caddy, and it's nice and warm here. Well, I say that jokingly, but what else we can do? It's the conditions that we are dealt. It's very wet.
Riding the bumps with a grin here, Matty. Where else would you rather be?
Oh no, I can think of plenty of places. I want to be with the cameraman. He's nice and warm and he's in a great little spot, but driving forward. In the area from Rizuki. Oh, confusion at the back for Altona. And the ball's gone in. Eastern Lions have a lifeline. And Altona Magic, the commentator's curse, it might be, because there was an absolute miscommunication and Marcus Demanche has got in and scored.
Bit of confusion at the back there, raining for Altona Magic. Eastern Lions pouncing there with the chance there from Fabris, and he's put it away. Plenty of football left in this game and a lot left to go as Eastern Lions ready a substitution here. Looks like there's someone down behind play as well here.
I think it's Stoichevsky. I'm just having a look on the replay. It just came out of nothing. I think Ziggy Rizuki sent the ball in. And there's just some confusion. And Marcus... Well, it's not Marcus Demanche. I do apologise. It's Aaron Fabris who scored.
Fabris at the back
who has scored. Yeah. So Aaron Fabris, who scored a goal a few weeks ago for the Eastern Lions as well. He's come on from fullback. I've just watched the replay. I'm trying to figure out what's happened to this player who's gone down. He might... I think it's Johnny Stoichevsky. I think he comes a stray arm on the way through from Fabris. So, very interesting. And wow, Katie, do we have a game now? 15 minutes to play. Altona Magic 2, Eastern Lions 1. The super sub, Sani ZJ, getting ready to come on.
They've huffed and puffed to have Eastern Lions for the last few moments, but they need to continue to present. They need to continue to be able to put the pressure on, commitment forward, and really bother Altona, really cause them some troubles. Going to need to be more consistent than what they have been throughout this game.
I feel sorry for this Altona Magic team, Katie. I don't want to sound biased or, but the luck they've suffered, I mean, that's just a poor communication at the back. Little things like that. You look at it from the sideline, if you're the president, if you're on the committee, if you're a coach, it's like, well, we haven't been beaten by a great strike, great movement. It's just an absolute balls up by our back four. And it's really disappointing. And I tell you what, 15 minutes to go. This is going to be a crucial 15 minutes for not just for Altona, not just for Eastern Lions, but for half the bottom of this league. Well, here goes Malesh, Katie. Sorry to cut you off. Ruthven just throwing his body around. You see how wet it is out there. Might be an injury. Sorry again, Katie.
Yeah, immediately calling for the physios here were the Eastern Lions players, led by Keegan Coulter and Ziggy Risuki. Conditions starting to take their toll. This game is becoming more and more attritional as we get on. Bit of the walking wounded here at the moment, Matty.
Well, you see the pitch is quite waterlogged. There's water splashing up everywhere. There's a challenge in the middle of the park that was questioned. I've watched the replay. I think it's a foul. So the Eastern Lions bench are a bit rowdy. Of course, not Costi, a man who's been in these Victorian football circles for so long and so well respected. I want to see Sani ZJ come on.
Might have to reconsider that, gesturing to the bench that won't be able to continue. Might force a bit of a change here. Let's see. It'll still be ZJ coming on, and it will be Ioannis Georgopoulos to be ruled out of tonight's game.
Does it look like it could be an arm injury? Is that what he's sort of holding there? So it looks like
favouring.
possibly a dislocated shoulder, I think it might be. So I'm no doctor. I'm no Dr. Johnny Markov, of course, the best in the business. But I have dislocated the shoulder before, and the way he's holding it and the pain he's in, I think he might have popped that one out. Here comes my man, Sani ZJ. So impressed, this youngster. A player who I think hasn't been given opportunities in the past few years that he probably deserved to various clubs. But Eastern Lions, Costi giving some of these younger boys a chance, and Sani, 19, 20 years old, got a great opportunity today. His team trailing 2-1. Ticked over, I think 77, 78 minutes now. It is the 78th minute at the moment, so wow, this game has so many ramifications. It just feels like there's so much more to come, Katie, these last 12 minutes plus stoppages.
Still all to play for here at Paisley Park as Georgopoulos makes his way directly down the tunnel and directly to the rooms here. Fingers crossed it doesn't look as... It's not as bad as it appears to be here for him, but we'll get play back underway very, very shortly.
Arguments of whose ball it is and who's going to get the ball back. Of course, when it's 2-1 in a relegation battle, there's no easy solutions. Altona can't decide if it's going back to their keeper or they're going to get rid of it or not. And Altona will retain the ball, so Ruthven will go and karate kick it away. Aaron Fabris, the goal scorer. I'm expecting an onslaught here from Eastern Lions. I'm really expecting them to come out and give it everything. James Doyle fouled by... Oh, geez. Doyle just with the... I guess the wet surface just flew into the bench there.
Plenty of back and forth here on the pitch between the referee, the Eastern Lions bench, the players. All happening here. The temper's starting to fray just a little bit more as we get more into the dying stages here.
I can imagine it's only going to get worse. Doyle thumps it forward. Dennis flicks it on. And it goes to Nick Sete. He'll drive forward. Clearly he's got a huge amount of pace. And he wins a throw-in. That's good enough. We'll slow the game down, and Stojcevski in absolutely no rush to come and take this throw-in.
Well read. He had McShane also directing him there, just advising him to continue to run down, continue to hold the ball. Just those game smarts, those game sense, all important, especially now.
Well, that experience from John McShane. Ball retention so important at the moment. If you have the ball, you can't concede. That's really, really important. Rizuki. Here's my man ZJ. What can he do? He drives forward. Markovski. Geez, he's worked hard. When it's going forward, going back, scoring goals, tracking players. Just such an effort.
Absolute workhorse has put his head down and just grind his way through several performances. Also has the ability to find the back of the net. Such a valuable member of this Altona side.
Drutas out wide to Malesh. He get past Stojcevski, finds Aaron Fabris, and misses him, and here goes Sete on the run. McShane peeling away. And McShane just changed his line. He'll be too strong for Charlie Fry. McShane slowing things down. Surely he's not going to the corner with 10 minutes to go. No, he checks back. He'll be trying to win a throw-in, and as a throw-in he does win. So some great play from John McShane, the Scotsman, slowing things down. The rain again picking up. You see some great pictures coming through on your camera there, how heavy that rain is. Just absolutely coming down here in Altona North. Stoichevski. Flicked away on the Eastern Lions. Oh, that's a silly, silly challenge from Aaron Fabris, because not only do you give away the free kick, you do exactly what the player's doing now. You stay on the floor, you scream for some medical treatment, and you waste another minute. It's just very, very silly defending, I'm sorry.
More valuable time wait off the clock for the Eastern Lions. Can't afford to do that. Fabris, of course, the goal scorer as well, bringing this game to life just at the 80th minute.
So, it will be a yellow card coming for one of the substitutes or staff for Altona. Can't see who it quite was. Someone's been booked on the bench, Daniel Ilievsky. And again, you see now the player on the ground still hasn't moved too much. He copped a hammering from Fabris from behind. There's also started to be some puddles appearing on the ground. It's getting wet here in Altona. It's very, very bad.
All that being considered, the pitch has held up remarkably well, given the sheer volume of rain here as well. Might not have had a full game otherwise here. Referee might have had to call the game off, but credit to the Altona staff to have a pitch that can survive this, an absolute drenching Arctic conditions here.
Well, I feel sorry for the pitch behind us, where the juniors play, because there might not be any football here tomorrow if there was some schedule. That is under some water. Okay, it's Ruthven into the area. Coulter does well, picks it off Markovski's head. Can the Eastern Lions thrust themselves forward? Win a free kick, and that could be a card, and will be a card. He won't mind. Simply, you call it professional, I'm not sure what the right word is, but Adara just knocking the ball away, slowing things down. Now, here come the Lions. Charlie Fry sends it forward. Drutzis, the smaller man, tries to challenge Ruthven. Great ball from Sim to Malesh. Ball into the area. Janelle De Silva, too good, too strong. Here's Simi again. Oh, strong challenge from Markovski. It's a bit of a scissor challenge. I see why the referee's given it. I don't like it, but I see why he's given it. And you look at the Eastern Lions. Nobody behind the ball. Rizuki on the ball. Everyone in front of it. Such a chance now. We still have 10 minutes to go, Katie, and plus stoppage time. And I dare say there might be at least 5 minutes of stoppage time the way things have been going. I know it's raining. I know it's cold, but I'm actually looking forward to the end of this game and seeing what comes. I'm happy to stay here for a while longer, watch these two teams battle. It's Rizuki. He plays it into the area. Flicked on. Goes out for a goal kick. Stephen King in absolutely no rush. And Eastern Lions players doing their own ball recovery. So,
just confirming 2 minutes of normal time remaining, plus a handy bit of stoppage time, just to confirm 88 minutes played here at Paisley Park.
Oh, time has absolutely flown the last few minutes. I thought there was a lot longer to go.
Absolutely. Just Eastern Lions needed to make more out of that opportunity there at the set piece, but more valuable moments here for Altona, flicked on by McShane.
Markovski, that could be a foul. It should be a foul, I think, but Markovski, with all due respect to the young man, he does go down quite easily sometimes, and that might play against him. So the referee says no free kick, and James Doyle will send the ball forward, try and find Marcus Demanche. I'm not sure why he's staying down. I thought he fouled Ruthven if anything happened, but he's Fabris. But Stoichevski, the experience of Johnny Stoichevski, played overseas in America, played college football over there. Troy Ruthven just says, see you later, and just sends the ball away. So, time not on Eastern Lions' side. We are trying to see that fourth official board and see what does go up. I would imagine it's at least 5 minutes, Katie.
Has to be.
But what do I know? Here is Dennis to Malesh. It's these long, hopeful balls, though, and these big centre halves. Janelle De Silva, Alex Castiello just getting balls out of the way. They don't mind the ball in the air. McShane just slipping. And Hatzimurata's happy to get rid of the ball. Just send it forward. The rain coming down even harder if that's possible. Coulter. They needed 7 minutes. We have 7 minutes of time added on, so wowee. It will go quick, I'm sure. Here's Fabris. He tries to drop the ball into Lesh, but it's out for a throw-in. Can a long throw? Someone got the long throw for this Eastern Lions team. We are in injury time now. 7 minutes of such. A huge period. Ball into the area. King looks to come for it. King comes and claims very easily. Down he goes. He'll slow things down. Waste a few seconds off the clock. Katie, not long. This Eastern Lions team needs to step on.
Need to throw everything forward here. Need to throw the kitchen sink at this home side. Altona have been very resolute so far. Well-rounded performance, but it'll be a throw-in. More valuable moments here for Altona.
Stoichevsky is in no rush again to take this throw-in. Daniel Ilievsky, our referee, telling him to hurry up, and Johnny just gets into a light jog. We've had a great second half here, Katie, at Paisley Park. It's been really, really entertaining. Ball comes in. Stoichevsky will let it go out for a throw-in if he can. Oh, he smartly just plays it off the eastern line. Wow, I don't know where the linos picked that one from, but he's given the ball to Eastern Lions. Drutzis, the long throw, trying to find Marcus Demunch. He battles. He's Sim. Looks for Charlie Fry, can't find him, but the ball holds up in the water, so not the end of the world. We've got to get numbers forward. I'd even be getting James Doyle forward. He's a big boy, big body. Needs to battle. See the puddles in the ground appearing. On the ball slowing down. It is getting really, really heavy here. We are in injury time. Can the Eastern Lions come back? Sete, just anywhere will do for this Altona team, Katie.
Just get your boots through it. Just send it long, send it wide, send it wherever. Really concerning now that the ball is just stopped starting to roll. It's just a bit more of a player risk. Fingers crossed we can avoid any sort of injury here. Tough conditions. Both sides still persisting here and throwing everything at it.
It's also a hard one when you're driving forward at a player and they put a foot out and the ball just stops and they clip your leg. It's very dangerous. Oh, you see 3 players just lunging in. You talked about player safety. Oh, and Charlie Fry under hitting one there. Again, these conditions. Doyle winning it. And it's a foul from Hatzimaradis, professional foul. James Doyle would be best to leave his ball and get forward in the mixer, as he does. So Rizuki.
Once again,
Everyone in the box from Costi. Sorry, Katie. Everyone in the box, says the gaffer.
Absolutely, Rizuki to stand over this one and send it long.
So it is Rizuki. Sends it forward, looks for Doyle. Ball drops in the area, but he's offside. The linesman's flag has gone up. Altona again will be in no rush at all. Stephen King off trying his gloves. Any excuse will do. And Daniel Ilievsky, the referee, straight over there to say, let's get a move on, lads. So we are in stoppage time. 7 minutes of stoppage time. King probably taking a good 45 seconds of that just now. Ball goes long. Doyle looks to find ZJ out wide. The ball goes out. And again, Altona. Markowski this time fully over his own feet. In no hurry. Verndell across there as well. He's in no hurry. Altona Magic 2. Eastern Lions 1. It's been a battle this second half in absolute testing conditions. Adara driving forward. He gets his pocket picked. Charlie Fry plays to Sim. He'll go forward. The ball so heavy in that middle part of the ground. Aaron Fabris, the goal scorer for Eastern Lions. Troy Ruthven puts that ball well and truly over the fence.
Right onto Mill Street outside
here.
here.
That's not coming back for a while. No one will be going from Altona to be in a rush to pick that ball up. You might need some gumboots to go over there though. I've got to get the ball in the box. Sends it across to Charlie Fry. Can he find Rizuki out wide and get some angle? He tries to find ZJ, but it's a terrible ball from Fry. Great result for Altona if it goes out. So Coulter will have to quickly throw it into Charlie Fry. He'll have to hurry, but they don't hurry fast enough. And he ends up throwing to Sim. So Sim challenges with McShane. It can't be long to go now. Altona Magic, can they secure this 3 points? They're defending like their season depends on it. And to be honest, it kind of does. Doyle sends it forward. Flicked on. Little push in the back there from ZJ on Verndell, who somehow has a cramp. It's unbelievable timing.
Fantastic game awareness, one might say there from Tom Wendell. More valuable time, more valuable minutes here off the clock for Altona Magic. Referee still trying to get the game going here. Stefan King will send this long once again to the wings. We got McShane there lining up alongside Sete.
This ball's coming towards us with McShane and Sete right in front of us. Stephen King just lumps it and goes to his opposite goalkeeper. That's Keegan Coulter. So, no check of the watch from Ilievski. I think it's 1 minute to go. I think he might be signalling. So, Here is one of the final chances for this Eastern Lions team. The whistles are ringing through from the Altona Magic faithful. There's only 15 or 20 of them here. Of course, all, what are they?
Players,
essential
encouragement
people.
Officers, I think you can call them.
The ball goes forward, away from Verndell. Sim, who's been good all day, gets it. Drutzis gets his pocket picked. Great challenge from young Doyle. He's been great for me. Ball sent forward to Munch. ZJ out wide. Chance. Well, that's a goal kick. And full time here at Paisley Park. A great affair. One for the ages. Altona Magic 2 have defeated Eastern Lions 1. A relegation battle. Katie, this was a game that lived up to everything in the second half.
Tense, drama, physical, attritional, all those words you can describe. Very brave performance from both these sides in these conditions. Fantastic result and a possibly season-defining result for the Altona Magic. 2-1 to the home side. Troy Ruthven in the first half with converting from the penalty spot. Dimitri Hatzimaratis lurking and poaching a goal on the hour mark at the left post. Bit of late drama there, a bit of a late show with the super sub in Aaron Fabris coming on and nearly forcing the issue, rendering it 2-1, but it'll be full time and a massive and deserved 3 points for the Altona Magic.
It certainly would. My name is Matthew McNamara. Joining me today was Katie Lambeski. This was brought to you by Sportscast Australia. Final score, Altona Magic 2, Eastern Lions 1.
Let's get the hell out of here.